I'm going to be talking about this topic because I'm an aspiring filmmaker and I'm studying here at Casa to major in film. What I'm going to be talking about is pre-production, then I'm going to run through production and then how it all goes in post-production. Pre-production is before the movie. So the first process of this is story development. You can't have a movie unless you have a story. And after that, you have a screenwriter who comes in and writes the lines for the story, because you can have a story, but you need specific wordings on how to present the movie. And the hardest thing to find is a producer, and the producer is someone who's going to finance the movie. But after you have all those done, you have a potential movie idea. And the first one that comes into the actual pre-production where you're working on it is casting. And it consists of casting a director, a crew, and actors. And after the director has been chosen, he usually has a final voice in what actors are going to be chosen. And so here's a sample.
What about you? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
Yes, it is, Al.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Well, I got it out of the food basket at the end of the lunch line.
That's a garbage can.
And then after those have been casted, they move on to choosing locations. And it's very important, especially to cinematographers, because they're the ones who are in charge of the way a movie looks. So an example is the Hunger Games, where they want to use fire, so they have to go out to the woods to do that. And so that was just an example for location, but the next step would be a shot list. And a shot list consists of a paper where you write down where your camera's going to be, what kind of shot, on what scene, on what lines, and very descriptive so that the director's crew knows where to place the camera, whether to pan right, to dolly in, or stuff like that. And after that has been done, then they finally meet up at a table read where they all get together, where the director, the screenwriter, the producer, and all the actors go over the script. And as a screenwriter for Shonda Rhimes, Grey's Anatomy, she says that she uses it because it's like the first time she gets to hear the words out loud. And sometimes it sounds different when someone says it out loud. And one of the actors says that she likes it because if she has an issue with it, the writer's right there and they can change it. And this is an example.
And don't come back until you get one.
Inspiring in the brain?
Like seizures? Is Danny here now?
No. Can you suddenly listen?
So it just gives them a preview of how the filming is going to go. And after all that, they can finally go on to scheduling. And scheduling would be for production. And production is, people usually think that it's only filming, but the first step into that is actually setting up. You have to set up the camera, the designs, you got to call in your actors, you got to call in your crew. And then after that, the director will usually rehearse with their actors to make sure that they know what they're doing. And then they can finally go into shooting. And I have an example of shooting here.
39. Why the hell should I take orders from you?
Game on, cocksuckers. And after every shooting, the director has to make sure that that's exactly how he envisioned it, because if he didn't, he won't be satisfied with it. And if it doesn't go right, then they redo the filming process. Lastly would be post-production, and that consists of putting the movie together. The first step in that is editing, because films are not filmed chronologically. And usually like the last scene of the movie will be the first day of filming, and so the editor has to go through all the video clips and put them together and make sure that he chooses the one that the director liked the best. if VFX is needed, they will have special editors to do that.
Stark Tower is about to become a beacon of self-sustaining clean
So
energy.
that's for the Avengers when Iron Man is flying through New York City. They added visual effects. And then after that, we have another crew coming in to do sound mixing. And you can't really notice it, but everything is added from footsteps to the ambience, movements, paper falling down. It's all added. And then you have music where some of it will be of artists we've heard, and then a soundtrack will be composed specifically for the movie itself. After all of that, you have test screenings where the director chooses people to watch over the movie because he needs a second opinion. And if they need to fix anything, they will. And the last thing they do is movie distribution, whether they want to put it on iTunes, on a DVD, at AMC, or at Edwards. They have to decide where they want to distribute it, because sometimes some things won't be allowed on iTunes, or sometimes some things won't be allowed in theaters. I think it's important to know the movie making process because there's so many people that work on a movie that don't get the credit for it. And I talked about how it all starts in pre-production, and then I went to production, and I ended it with post-production, and after the whole process, this is what you